Hey, welcome guys to Girls Talk Yahweh. My name's Brooke,
I'm Mallory.
and it's so awesome to have you guys here today with us.
Yes.
So, we have a word of the week every week, or we really try to have a word of the week that we're trying to do. This week's is going to be comparison. We both think it's a really important topic to bring up because, well, there are so many different ways that you can compare, and like social media, you're like, I don't have that. I don't look like that. I don't eat like that. And you compare a lot. So we wanted to kind of get into that. For the verse we felt really connected to it is Galatians 6, 4 through 5. Did you want to read it?
No, I read it last time, I think.
Okay.
I don't mind reading it, but no, no, you're good. You're good.
All right. So, starting at 4, all must test their own work, then that work, rather than their neighbor's work, will become a cause for pride, for all must carry their own load. I felt personally that really kind of said that you need to focus on what you're doing. Don't focus on what your neighbor's doing, because that's gonna cause some pride. You're gonna be jealous, and that's gonna cause some spiteful feelings, and those are just things that will drag you down. So that's why I really liked it for the word comparison. But yeah, so we're gonna get into kind of some of the things we struggle with comparing, and just, that kind of stuff. All right, Mallory, you want to take it away?
Yeah, actually, because I caught myself comparing to our conversation before we started this, because I'm like, dang, like I need to put in more effort. I need to put in more time for my job.
I kind of caught that vibe. Your facial expression kind of changed.
I was like,
and I was like, maybe I need to stop talking.
No, don't stop talking, because also, like, at the same time, in the same breath, I felt very like proud of you for all of this stuff that's happening. And when you said, like, I thank God every day, I was also like, like I can, but I do know that there are things that go at a different pace. But I really love seeing your relationship with him, and seeing you talk about it and acknowledge all the things that he's done, and also seeing all the hard work that you put in and it paying off for you. Thanks. I feel really, really excited for you. You definitely motivate me, though.
I'm glad. But, like, motivation is so... Yeah. You need motivation, and I'm glad that... I don't ever want to make you feel bad about, like, I'm going...
No.
So... But... Because I love the Lord.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yes.
I really do. And, like, I know we've previously discussed this about, like, how sometimes we're both single, and we both would love to be married and have kids at some point. Super hopeful for those things.
Yes.
But I have recently tried to, like, not compare. And I'm a nanny, so I hang out with a baby who I love him to the ends of this earth, and he loves me. He was with his mom today, and I was warming up him a bottle of milk, so he only really reached for me because I was making food. But like, he's in mom's arm and he reaches, and I was like, oh my god, yes, love me, thank you, I'm so glad. And like, yesterday he ran after, or like crawled after me as fast as he could as I was leaving the door, which was sad and awesome all at once. But I've had to I try to put in perspective, God is letting me have this job because I'm not at a point in my life to have a kid. I'm not there, but he's given me the kids to hang out with and like really work with because I do love it. And I've tried to come peace with maybe marriage isn't in my life. Maybe it's not in God's plan for me. And this is me being able to use the skills and do the stuff that I have a heart for. And it's really motivated me to love God more. To put in, it's made me love him more because I'm like, maybe that's a distraction. Yeah. It is. It's the desire that I have to be a mom and be a wife is sometimes a distraction from God. And I think he's using this time period to like really deepen my love for him so that when if I do end up in a relationship, I don't start putting that man above God. Yeah. Or the kids above God, because you're not supposed to. So, and that's how I've looked at it, and I feel like it's definitely impacted me. And doing the different devotional, like going through Psalms is
Yeah.
it is probably one of my favorite things I'm doing right now. It's so
Yay.
good. You should. I will send you the devotional that I'm
Okay.
doing for Psalms. I love it because the way they do it is I'll read one of like whichever psalm we're on that day because it's one a day, and they're just so good. Like, look at this. Okay,
Aww.
I'm like crazy writing all in all
I
of this,
love.
but they are so good and like they're just so good. And David. What a great writer David was. The Lord really worked through him. It
Yes,
was
he
so
did.
good. So sorry, we're getting so off topic about comparison.
No, well, I think it's a nice branch to go from comparison, and you can see how God can use it for
Yeah.
just the goodness that He can make happen from it.
Yeah, instead of like taking like a spiteful route, you're looking at it
Yeah.
as motivation, and I love
Yes.
that. I don't think I would ever have been somebody's motivation, so I'm glad.
Do you see what we're doing now? Guess who motivated that? It was, in fact, Brooke.
Listen, I said, would you ever want to? And she's like, I mean, yes.
Kind
I
of.
actually already did a little, and I was like, oh, let's go. Okay.
No, we just went. We went for it. And
I
I've seen 2 other channels. One was 2 other girls, and they're a very small thing. I think they have like 12 subscribers.
Heck yeah.
And it was very fun to see like other girls are doing this, and they're doing something similar.
Yeah. I definitely feel like, at least on my social media, I have started to get a heavier influence of Christian people or like Christian influencers. I'm like, okay, maybe these people were always here, or maybe God is coming out and
He's definitely
he is
doing a
really,
revival of sorts.
Yes, I feel like it. And it's really good. The only issue with it is you definitely have to fact check everybody.
Yes.
Which is why I, like me and you, really try to fact check ourselves.
You are like on top of that.
I don't, because if somebody said something to me and then I fact check them and they're wrong, I will never believe another word that comes out of their mouth.
That's very true.
So I don't want that to be.
It would be hard.
For you guys.
Yeah.
I want to give you guys all the facts because
And then if we ever do come, like, say something and it's like, wait a minute.
let us know.
Yes, tell us. We love
TMI.
constructive criticism.
Yes.
We love suggestions.
Yes, we love it all. I
Mhm.
mean, we need a community.
Yes.
Community is important. You guys are our subscribers. You listen to us. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
You're helping us do something that we enjoy. So yeah.
I
Anything
can't wait
you
to
guys got?
have, like, everyone, like, interact.
Yeah, like a lot more interactions. I did
Yeah.
one Instagram thing, and it was like one of the slidey things. I'm like,
That-
how did you like
uh-huh.
that? I'm pretty sure only I messed with it.
One day, you know what? Because I've been trying to pray more often. I'm going to delete everything off of my phone.
Okay.
It's still too much of a distraction. Like, I'll just, like, get
Which
caught.
one? Like Instagram or?
Instagram's deleted.
Yeah.
Snapchat's deleted. YouTube is what? I'm going to do it right now. Everybody, are you ready?
All right, getting in.
No, because, like, all throughout Lent, like, I haven't even read my Bible, like, once a day, every day. I haven't read it consistently, and that's, like, the whole...
I mean, that's definitely like the whole point of Lent, or not just reading your Bible, but getting closer to God.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
I
not
definitely
even an
feel
everyday
him-
reader.
I feel him working, but, like, I want to, like, be reading it every day. I don't want to
I
read
do
it
too.
just at small groups and just at Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, I want to
It
be, like,
gets hard
efficient.
sometimes. Like, on the weekends is my hardest time because on the weekdays, when I put my kid down for the nap, then I put my headphones on. I read whatever we're going through first, either John right now or one of the Psalms. And then I have my headphones on, and then I'll hit play on the discussion, and he'll talk through it and, like, point things out and then kind of break
nice.
it down. And I really like that because then I'm not questioning where he is because I just pre-read it. But he also tells you kind of where he
love
jumps
that.
at. But it's really, really good. I really like these devotionals. But, yeah, it's just good stuff. I forgot kind
excited
of where I was going
to-
with that for a second.
I think you made a full circle.
Oh, perfect. Cool. If you think I made a full circle, I'm believe
I
you.
think at least it was definitely a half circle.
Cool. I like half circles.
I liked where we ended.
Yeah,
so
perfect. Then I'm good.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Back
Sorry, guys.
on topic.
Yeah, my brain.
Because you guys
is
know
tired.
we like to chit chat.
Yeah, we do. I mean, but that's the whole point.
It is. That's what
Chit
we're
chat
here
about
for.
God. He's the best.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Today's top 3, by the way, because we have our spirit board. I mean, our
Yes.
prayer board. You can't see what's written on it.
Nope, but you see the colors, you see the effort.
Yes. It says today's top 3. Number 1 is God's love.
Yeah.
Number 2 is forgiveness. 'cause
Period.
We all need to work on that.
Yep.
And then number 3 is patience. Because, again,
Yeah.
we all need to work on that.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I need to work on that for sure. I've been... Okay, so this might come out wrong. So if it does, we'll just cut this.
Okay.
Sometimes when I'm working and, like, I have almost all day is great. All day is great, but then there's every once in a while when, like, right now the kid is teething. So, like, putting him down for a nap, instead of a 10-minute process, it's about a 45-minute process of me just rocking and walking. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Especially for teething, like that's normally like follows like screaming a little bit.
Screaming,
tantrums.
crying. And what's really funny, it makes me laugh sometimes now, but he'll close his eyes and he'll go to sleep and he'll and like just for 30 minutes. And I'm like, "Are you okay?"
It's like, no, there's bones growing out of my gums.
Yeah, and like what's bad is like you think maybe it's him trying to get himself to sleep, but then he wakes up as I'm putting him down and trying to walk away, and then he's like, "Ah," and I'm like, "Oh no, okay, it's okay. I'm right here with you. I'm right here." Really working on my patience. Really working on my patience.
Yeah, and I don't think that's
Especially
a bad
since,
thing
like,
at all.
Mom is in the house, so I don't want the baby to cry and cry and cry because mom's going to be like worried.
Yeah.
Which is a respectable response.
Yes.
But still, I'm not trying to have mom worry.
No, especially like you want. And
I'm trying to help take stress and weight off of her.
Not make it seem
Not
like
make
there
it
needs to
worse.
be more.
Yeah, not like I'm over here beating her child in the room. That's what it makes me feel like sometimes when they just wail. I'm like, your mom is going to think I'm in here.
And realistically,
beating you.
she's probably thinking, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad he has her right now. And like,
I hope so. They all really seem to love me. Like the mom and the dad and the grandparent.
Especially like with
so
like,
sweet.
Like life in general is always difficult and throwing stuff at people. So I'm sure having you there.
Plus, they're getting a lot thrown at them right now.
I wasn't sure if that was on the DL or not, but
no, well, I mean,
I mean that's true. That's true.
But
you're out of the circle.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, they've got a lot going on personally, and I pray for them all the time, and I bring them up in small group, get them to pray. I put them in our prayer requests.
Yes.
I hope the Lord continues to protect them and watch over them after they go through this
because that's
struggle.
That is a lot that they're going through.
Yes. It's wild. But yeah.
But it's going to get better. It's going to get better.
But back to comparison, guys.
Yep.
So you were talking about you comparing yourself to me, but then you find motivation out of that. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, out of like, just, I do catch myself comparing a lot with like other people, like their motivation to get things done, and or they're working somewhere and they're just like talking about how much they love their job. And oh, that's not you even. I was thinking of somebody else. And
we're like, what?
So actually,
listen, I just told you a bad part about my job. But then I have like a 2-hour break and just chill.
But no, because like I work at my place of employment, and it's probably the farthest from what I actually want to do just in general. And God has recently given me a lot of motivation and drive to do the stuff that I want to do. But when I find myself lacking in time to do things, I start getting frustrated because I'm like, well, now I have to go spend 8 hours at this job, and then I'm in school for 3 to 5 hours sometimes, and I get home, and like the week after next, I'm going to be out of town to go visit some friends that are like a few hours away, like near Greenville.
Okay.
And now after work, I'll have to go after school. I'm put myself down for 4 hours because I get out of school at 3, so I put myself down to 4 to 8:30 on Tuesday and Thursday, and I have Wednesday, but then I'll be driving on Friday. So it's just like I'm very excited because I know that I need to work as much as I can that week since I'm not going to be working 2 days that I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to not compare like my just current schedule to other schedules where people are finding the time and they're like making the time, and I'm like, I feel like I need to make more time just to do certain things, like to create the illustrations that I want to create or to study more of the softwares that I want to learn and just how to get through like these new projects and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but all in God's timing, and I trust that He's going to get me there, like work-wise, financial-wise. I would trying to just trust Him and not to
That's what you
like
gotta
sour the moment with thinking about how everyone else is doing with just life.
do. That's really good. I mean, it's really hard, especially when you're like, well, making extra time. But if you notice outside, the sun gets up earlier every single day by at least 2 minutes, and then it sets about 2 minutes later. So eventually, you'll have like almost 24 hours of pure daylight.
And it's gonna be amazing. And I'm trying to do that, like to make time, like for a project for school that I'm really excited about. I'm not a morning person. I am going to the beach for a sunrise.
Yeah.
I've never seen a sunrise on a beach.
Really?
On a beach, never.
That's wild.
So I'm going to pick up my friend. So I close that Saturday. So I'll probably get home around 9:30.
Yeah, if you get out at the right time.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to go pick her up. But she's on the way home, like really. And then I have to wake up at probably 4:30. So we can leave at 5. Because the sunrise is 7:30.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Sunrise today was 7:18. I know that for a fact. I'm like sitting there in the kitchen eating at 7:16. I gotta shut this down.
We're gonna try to get there by 6.
That's a good plan, because then that still gives you about an hour-ish.
Yeah, and there's a coffee shop at Folly that I'm hoping will be open. I'm gonna check the times. It's right before you turn to get to all the side parking.
I don't go to Folly enough to know.
Well, I want to go there because I want to get some like shots of like all like the little dirt roads and shops and stuff.
That'd be cute.
But I really want to get the sun coming over the water.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Hopefully it's a clearer day and not cloudy.
Even if it's cloudy, I think that's cool
It'll
looking.
Still look pretty, yeah.
I don't care though, but I'm gonna try. And then Sunday's a busy day because doing that, coming home, going to church, and then after church, I want to go to Santee Canal Park.
Love Santee.
And I want to go to Mepkin Abbey to get more of these landscape shots.
I like that. I like that. If you go to Mepkin Abbey, you can like get some really good ones of like the river too, which will be nice. That'd be pretty.
So that's gonna be a busy day, and then I go back to work the next day because I have to do that. I have to do that.
Mean, yeah, it is. The time is definitely. I looked at my schedule this week, and I'm like, holy cannoli! These like today and tomorrow are packed days. Because I worked this morning, I work tomorrow, I had you tonight. Tomorrow I have work, driving, dog sitting starts, and I have to do schoolwork because I'm not going to have any time Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Because Sunday I have nursery, nether baby, back at church for late night activities, baby watching.
No, and then I also don't want to jam up my schedule because... Like you mentioned school, Wednesday is the only day that I'm not going somewhere in person.
Yeah.
And I try to devote it to my online class.
Okay, that's good.
And so I did that this morning. Like I finished a concept. They take forever.
Oh, it says like 55 minutes. Lies.
Okay, thank you.
Lies. It takes like 2 to 3.5 hours.
And then I did that. I took the quiz. And then I'm in the middle of the second concept because there's 3 and 4 due this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already done the discussion post.
That's good.
And I responded as well.
Oh, very good. Yeah, because you need the 2 responses.
Yeah.
Or you get a 0.
Like, not even partial credit for, like, actually creating the stuff. And I,
This is.
but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know what? That's
But yeah,
fine.
the concepts are so.
Mm-hmm. And then I forgot Rover had a grooming appointment today. And then I went in there. At first, I was so glad that she left when this happened. She went to go get him. And then my card had declined because I just got in gas yesterday. And I was like, I'm going to get a full tank of gas.
Oh,
I'm going to get a full tank of gas. And then I was like $20 short for his thing. But I moved some money real quick. But I was like, this is real talk. Real talk. I hardly leave any money in my checking account because I want it all to go into my savings account, especially because I had to buy a new laptop.
Yeah.
Because my beautiful girl right now that
We're using,
yeah,
as fabulous as she is.
she's she can't really run any of my softwares that I need for class.
Yeah.
I really hope you can't hear the dogs barking.
It's fine. It just adds a little lively nature to it.
Yeah. So definitely like
we could cut it, but that's you.
we'll see.
Okay.
Because I like what we're talking about now.
I do too.
So it's just, I guess comparison also leads to stress.
It does. It legit. It's almost like a snowball effect.
Because it's like,
You start comparing, and then you start thinking, oh, well, I could be doing this. Well, how do they do this? Well, if I had more time, if I had more money, if I had this, and then you try and like figure out how to have those things.
Yeah.
And you just...
Especially like when you let comparison rule your decisions and you start doing things exactly how someone else does things. I'm sorry. Like, I am not someone who can like have something planned for each hour of the day because I get so distracted, and I make so much more progress when I like just devote a certain day to like these things that I need to get done versus like hour by hour.
Okay, that's nice though.
Like,
plus it gives you some gap room. Like you can take a break here and there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I have a good week schedule. Monday and Friday, I will almost always work an 8-hour shift. And then Tuesday and Thursday, I go in person to my classes. And I'll do school in the morning most of the time. And then Wednesdays is the only time that I'm not going in person to something. And that is when I do my online class. And then Sunday, the only thing that I have is church.
Hallelujah. So you do Saturday, though.
Yeah, well, I work every other Saturday.
That's true. Yeah. You do work every other Saturday. You and Savannah are on the almost same schedule.
Mm-hmm. She just works Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm. But that's because she doesn't have an online class.
Mm-hmm. So,
it is a little... It's hard. I mean, that's why I prefer the online classes, because then I don't have to make that trek. I don't have to worry about that.
It gave me so much more free time.
It does. It opens up a lot of free time, and then I can kind of wedge it into my day. Like, oh, this week I don't have to go into work until 10:30 every day.
Mm-hmm.
I can sit down. I can get up at 6:30ish. I can get my hour, almost a little over an hour workout in.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I had breakfast before, because by the time the workout's over, it is definitely sunrise. And then whatever time I have left over, devote it to work.
Yeah.
Just doing some school, which is important, and gotta get it done.
Yes.
This morning I did not do schoolwork. I was bagging it. You guys should look. All right, I'm proud of this.
Cute.
It's adorable. This is a bag I crocheted.
Look
and then
at
it's got a
it.
little like latch to close, and there's a button.
I love seeing this.
It's so cute. Oh my God.
You made that. That's crazy.
I know. I want to get like a piece of something hard to like put in the bottom.
Yeah.
So then it's got a little more stability.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the little latch definitely helped.
Yeah. For the time being,
Yes.
we love
Hey,
her.
listen, this is my first bag.
It's super great. Seriously.
I really love it. I love crocheting. It's good stuff. Okay. Distracted. Side note. Sidebar.
Right.
Woo. All right. Yeah. I definitely I definitely compare status wise in life, like where people are success wise to where I am, because there's a part of me that I know I am meant for something great. I can feel it in my bones that I am meant for more than what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'm gonna get there, and like there's so many different avenues that people take and are so successful. They do real estate, they do these online things, and they put in X number of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one thing where it was a high commission sales, and they're like, oh yeah, you can be a part of our team, and I think you'd be great a part of our team, but you have to pay $5,000 in order to get the course information to then become a part of our team. And I'm like, I don't have just a random $5,000 to drop on this. Yes, I understand you put in money to, like, you have to put something in to, how does that go? How does that saying go?
It's like an investment.
Yeah, you're investing in yourself. But, like, I don't have $5,000 just to randomly invest.
Yeah.
I've got investments in other things, like actual investments.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, the only self-investment I'm doing at the moment is Bible and school. That's all I can afford.
Yeah. No, that's like...
And I'll get stuck there a lot. Because then I'm like, how are these people doing all of these things? And then sometimes, like, I know somebody who does a lot of stuff, and she's doing a lot of things, but then I'm questioning how she's doing it. And, like, how are you affording all these things? Because I know, yes, you're working, but it's not that great. It's not that great pay. And she just puts herself in debt, and that's what a lot of people do. And I'm like, that's something I'm not willing to.
No.
I paid off all my loans. I'm not collecting anymore.
That's one reason why I'm so hesitant to take a credit card.
Well, I mean, a credit card is easy to keep control of.
Yeah.
If you have control of yourself. I use mine strictly for gas.
Mm-hmm.
I did use mine to get my plane tickets, but I had already, I could have paid with my debit, but I used the credit just to build up my credit score.
Yeah.
Especially since I'm looking for a car. Hopefully no longer looking for a car by next time you guys see us. We'll see though. I've also been literally twice today when I'm in the car, I'm like, Lord, do not let me get excited about this car unless I'm meant to have it. Lord, if it's supposed to be the car that you need me to have or I'm supposed to have, you're going to make it work out.
Yes.
And that's all I say. And I move
Yep.
on.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I definitely struggle with comparison in that kind of a manner.
Yeah.
I know some people kind of compare themselves and will, like, really start to nag on themselves and just let that be the whole thing and, like, really tears them down. And I've always, like on Instagram or something, you'll see somebody who, like, looks really fit, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that's how I want to look. But then, I mean, just, you have to be willing to put you have to be willing to put the time in that they're putting in on themselves.
Yeah.
And then it also comes into fact on what you're eating. So then you have to put time and money into what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's how I feel about it. Because, like, I mean,
There's just so many aspects.
there's so many. It's not just a clean cut thing. There's like, oh, this person is super fit. They've got all this time on their hands, all this money, because now they're an influencer too. Well, no duh, they have all this, like, no duh, they look so good. They have all this time.
Yeah.
They have all this time on their hands. So all they have to do is go to the gym and work out. They have enough money to buy the right food, healthy foods, and not worry about buying processed foods or contaminated foods. And then they probably don't eat out a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, eating out is probably one of the worst things.
Yeah, that's, I think, another snowball.
Yeah.
Because it's so quick and it's so easy to get it.
Mm-hmm. It's so convenient. Convenience kills. I feel like convenience kills. So much.
Yeah.
So much.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
No, comparison is a slippery slope into so many things, like we just, elaborated on. Not to have gone off on a tangent on you guys, but comparison can lead to so many things, and it can stem from, like, we just talked about our things, like comparing to different success levels. I feel like my biggest thing is comparing time spent on things and like managing time, just life in general, actually comparing on everything.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, but you have so much drive too, which I think is really great.
Listen, I know what kind of a life I want, and what really motivates me is, like I discussed earlier, I want to be a mom. I want to have a family. I want to provide. Like, I haven't had a bad life. My parents have always been able to help me, and we've always had a roof over our head, always had food, and it's been a good life. But I still want to provide better for my kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, my life's not been bad. I love my parents. They've done great raising us. But I want to do better. I want to be able to take them on more trips. Because, like, we normally get, like, a family vacation, which is really nice and super fun, and I love it. I just want more for my kids. And, like, I don't mean it in a negative way at all, but I want more. I want to be able to... Me and my parents split my first car. I want to not even have to worry. Like, I'm probably going to make my kids split it, but, like, if I had to, I could just get it by myself for them. And I know what I want in a partner, and I've tried to hold myself to the same standards that I would have for him, because it would not be fair if I'm like, oh, you have to be fit, you have to have success and all these things, if I myself am not striving for those goals. And that to me is something that motivates me a lot to, especially like the last 2 days I've worked out. I'm not a workout girl. I don't do workouts ever, almost. If I do, it's a workout in a pool, because the pool is the best workout. It's full body. You don't have to worry about nothing. You don't feel the sweat, and I love it. But
see, that's what motivates me most, is when I'm getting all, like, basically nasty and yucky, and I feel like I've actually worked out. And in the pool, I feel like I'm drowning. I did workouts with her in the pool over the summer.
They were fun. I enjoyed them. I mean, the pool was small, but it's okay.
I like the workout that I did yesterday. I like the machines.
See, I
like changing outfits to go work out. I like taking a shower after I work out.
I mean, you still have to change outfits, and
it is so different, and you know it.
I mean, barely.
When I go to a pool, I want to get on a float. And I just want to sit there. And I want to tan. And then I want to fall into the water and float a little bit more in the water. And then I want to get back on the literal blow-up float. And then tan some more. And I want to have my water bottle next to me.
Stay hydrated and tan, yeah. I mean, I'm there for tanning and hydration, but
that's all
I don't like feeling sweaty. It is my least favorite thing. Like, I don't mind being, like, having dirt under my nails because I'm out gardening, or my hair being super frizzy because of whatever reason. I don't like feeling sweaty. I just feel sticky and icky.
I feel like that's the biggest notion to, like, my mental state of, like, I actually did something.
Yeah. So and I'm glad that works like that for you, but to me...
And vice versa.
Mine is the soreness. Like, right now, my obliques hurt, my arms hurt, my abs.
Going up the stairs?
Death. Literally, I have to crawl.
That's how I felt. And my arms, every time I lift my arms, me and her sister.
Oh, we've already said her name.
Oh, right. Me and Savannah. We all go to the same college, but Savannah and I go to the campus at the same time. And so we went to the gym yesterday, and I did rhomboid exercises, a lot of bicep exercises. What's this muscle?
I mean, your collar, like, this one's your trap.
Yeah, trap exercises. When we did these ones.
Yeah, those hit your rhomboids.
These ones where you, like, extend.
Nana said those were just, like, arm raises, but I called them butterflies earlier today.
She's all, like, swim.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm like, I'm going to go like this for a butterfly, so I'm working on those muscles. I also did those today.
Yuck. I really...
Yucky. And then
I think we should just pause.
Okay. Did you want to write the time down or no?
Yeah. Minute 40.
A minute 40?
No, like the 40.
Oh. I was like, no way. What?
Easy. Luna, knock it off. Okay, that should be fine.
Oh, yeah, because your dad's not here. Yeah, no. I did. So I'll send you a picture of my workout list. Oh, good heavens. Like, I went from this, and then I did some of these to, like, really hit back
Yeah, we did those too.
And then I started doing squats where I did one hand. I would squat, come up, and do one hand like this, and then one hand like this. And I would do 10 squats like that, and then I would switch it and then do another 10 squats. So I did 20 squats, but then 10 of each of those things on each of my arms. I feel like death because I don't do arm workouts, period. Whenever I would normally make my own workout, all legs and abs, every day, all my life, legs and abs. Easy peasy, I can do it. I can run myself like that. Savannah, on the other hand, has always been more arms and back.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I love that. Me and her together, if we came together on a workout, we would fit.
Yeah.
Just great. So I really tried to have her in mind when I was making my workout yesterday. So I did some good leg stuff. I did everything hit abs, some arm stuff, kind of intertwisted them too. I feel it today.
Yeah.
Feel it today. And I woke up and I was like, I have to work out because that is going to help break up the lactic acid that's going to be all up in my muscles. If I don't work out right now, it is going to make the rest of the day hurt even worse. And honestly, I feel like I would probably be hurting more if I didn't work out. But will I be working out again tomorrow morning?
See, I'm going to work out tomorrow when I go to the gym.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do some Pilates tonight.
Very nice.
But probably just a 15-minute session.
I respect it. I threw 5 different random Pilates movements at the very end of my workout, kind of as a cool down.
Yeah.
And I do each of them for like 30 seconds because I'm like dead. Because I end all of the workouts. So I have like my list and how many times you have to do it. And then I go through the list twice. And then I'll do the 5 random Pilates movements that I'm going to pick. And then I do a weighted plank till I drop. And then a weighted wall sit till I drop. And then I do both of them twice because, I'm just trying to kill myself.
You're so off track.
Yeah, I know. We're just talking about the gym, all right?
I'm sorry.
So sorry if this makes you compare yourself to us. That was not the goal.
No, if anything, just like, I will always say that, like, if you can, you should work out. Any form of just exercise is so good for you. But just know that we hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm legit only doing this because I'm holding somebody else to this standard. Period.
I'm doing it because I had surgery, so.
Oh, well, yes, you did.
I don't feel good when I don't work out.
Well, the fact that you feel good when you work out, though, is very nice.
Yeah, it's because I think it's like, I don't know, like maybe the muscles support the metal in there or something. I don't know.
All right, Iron Man.
Just go. Do whatever you're about to do.
My biggest struggle is definitely comparing where I think I should be.
Yes.
Because, yes, I'll see, like, different status symbols on, like, Instagram with people who are able to travel more or able to already have a house or already have their, like, buy their car. Because I've been in the car market for a while. Part of the reason is because I'm very particular. I'm like, I'm not going to get something that I don't want. It has to have X and X features. It has to be this year to this year, but that's for finance wise. But I know what kind of life I want, and that is my biggest comparison.
Yeah.
Is this is what I'm trying to aim for. How the freak can I get there the fastest way possible? And I feel like this season right now that I am in is God really teaching me how to be happy in the circumstances that I am in. And that, yes, Brooke, you're probably going to get to this life that you think, like, that you want because, one, God's with me. And I'm really just trying to go after Him.
Yeah.
And I feel like me going after Him has made me more successful this year. Especially because I'm taking 2 huge trips. I've never been able to afford 2 huge trips before. I am super excited. I am really hoping that God's able to work through me on these trips with both of my best friends that I'm going with. And I'm just striving for Him. And I feel like that has really boosted me this year in several different ways. And so I'm trying not to compare to where I feel like I should be. Because I've seen people who do compare. Oh, this is how my life should be. I feel so blah, 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 sad. I'm miserable in this life because this is not where I think I should be. Well, don't think about where you should be. Be focused on where you are.
Yeah. I love that you're allowing God to work through you like that, though.
I literally, every day, I'm like, God, I don't want to do anything unless it's for you and through you. I've walked my own path. I did my own thing. It got me nowhere. Yes, I got to go on a cool adventure for a while. But at the end of that adventure, only one thing got me through it. And that was being able to get my dog.
Yeah.
And like, yes, I have some really great friends that came out of it. And I still love those girls and everybody there. But I was probably one of the most alone I felt there and in that time. And they all loved me and they were great, but I was alone and I felt miserable sometimes. And then my dog came into the picture and I had our first sleepover and I was like, this is what I've been missing. Yeah. And then I was a stubborn fool and said, I got him through luck. I'm just lucky. And every day I try to make up for that because every night I'm like, Lord, thank you for Tigger. Thank you for bringing him into my life, and thank you that his health is in your hands. Because I love that dog so much, and he is such a sign to me he is a symbol of God's love for me. Yeah. And that even though I felt utterly empty and alone, he was with me. And that was the most important part. Yeah. But yeah, comparing myself to myself is my biggest issue. Comparing me to my future, more successful self is my issue. Woo! Good stuff.
I love that both, because my comparison with time is
to where you think you should be.
Well, it's
and
because like I know
be able to accomplish
what I want in the future, because I'm really good at like saying like I know that God has me going through whatever He knows that I can handle right now, and He also has His timeline, and that's what I'm trying to follow.
Yeah.
Like, I know in the future, like, I don't think that I'm, like, meant to go out and do, like, big things or anything. Okay. Like, I honestly just want a quieter...
chill and relax.
Life, yeah.
I mean, I'm there for that.
And, like...
I want my second half of my life to be very chill and relaxed.
I want to go out and, like, do things, and I want to travel, like... I don't have a desire, like a huge desire to go travel, like, out of the States. Yeah. I would want to, but, like, I would be happy just going up to, like, taking a road trip to Tennessee or Colorado or Kentucky and, like, exploring the States with my person. But I know, like, at this point in my life, I have a bigger desire for God to introduce me to that person than the future I want with that person. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm following.
So, I'm definitely...
You're like, I don't care what we end up doing together. I just would like you to be introduced.
Yeah. But I think that's also why God's like, no, not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
But He's definitely... I think because of that, He's able to show me right now about, like, working... the cruddy hours and not necessarily being able to do everything that I want to do. So hopefully I can appreciate something more in the future.
I think that's a great way to look at it, appreciating something more in the future. I have to do that a lot personally, but yeah.
Like,
it's good.
Right now I just have small goals.
That's good. I mean,
and like one of them is I want to go paddleboarding with Rover.
That'd be very cute. I think Rover would love that. I mean, small goals is how you get to bigger things. One step at a time. Yeah. One little thing. As long as you get that accomplished, well, then the next thing is gonna come a little easier. you're going to get to the next thing.
I feel like I am such an unmotivated person in the grand scheme of things. Like, listening. This is comparison, guys. Not even that, but like, y'all.
I mean, yes.
I just want like a smaller home.
I mean,
I want to have my dogs.
as long as you're happy with whatever goals you have, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I think your goals are great. And if you're happy with them, that's awesome.
10 out of 10.
I think a quiet life in a little house with your husband and any children you guys have sounds amazing. And I also have that goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what, but there is something.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel it. And I don't, like there was the one, I think Ellie Yost, that's her name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like she one time said, like, I don't want to get up there and God say, I had all these doors for you, and you didn't take
what
them.
you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that is my biggest fear. I don't want to disappoint God, basically. So I'm like, and especially but that's because I feel that there is this nagging feeling that there is something out there that I'm meant to do. There's something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. And I'm going to let God guide me through it and get me to wherever he wants me to go. But I don't want to miss the door.
That's true.
So that's why I stay mainly motivated, because I don't want to miss the door. If I'm not motivating myself, I might miss it. And that's where I am. But if you don't feel that...
Well, how long have you felt this?
I've always felt like I was meant to do something all of my life. But it has been since I've connected with God that I'm really trusting him and leaning on him to guide me to whatever that is. But I've always felt that. I mean, that's why I went after the modeling and the acting stuff. I was like, I'm meant to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what it was. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Though. But I've always felt that.
I'm like low-key realizing amid this conversation that I think, in high school, I didn't think that I was going to be here at this point in time.
What do you mean? Like alive?
Yeah. So, because I also realized this past Sunday that, like, I always thought it was kind of silly about, like, wanting to find your purpose for God. Because, like, I don't want to sound like I'm, like, still depressy. But every year, like, on my birthday, I'm just like, what do I do now?
You're like, wow, I've got another year. What the freak?
I just, like, it was never, dude, probably since I was, like, 14 to probably 19. I just never, like, expected anything to come out of, like,
life. You didn't expect anything to come out of life. This is a wild revelation, everybody. I'm glad there were other people here to witness this.
So, like, hearing you talk about, like, you've always just, like, felt like there's something, like, you've had a drive or a motivation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to, like, wonder, like, is that why I just, like,
you only do small goals? Because you're just prepared to drop off the earth.
Oh my gosh. When you say it like that, it sounds so bad. But like, real talk, I never, like, when, like, your, like, kids are planning to go to college and, like, they're, like, thinking about what they want to do with their life.
You never went through that phase?
No.
I didn't really either, though. Like, I mean, that's not...
I had a whole breakdown with my parents last year because, like, I was like, I think I did want to go to a college. And, like, I just never, like, I never made plans.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I didn't start making plans until, like, last year. I just said out loud, like, a life goal that I want last Sunday.
Yeah, what was that?
So, a week ago.
Oh, you don't have to say it if you don't want to. Never mind. Sorry.
It's not even, like... And I know that I've talked about, like, I want to get married one day, but, like, that's
Have you ever realistically actually thought and visualized what that would be?
Not really. Because, like, it was always, like, a kid fantasy. Like, I always wanted to have my own family as a kid. So that's the only thing that really stuck. But, like...
That's wild. I love you so much.
Well, it's just, like, it's interesting for me to see how different lives can look.
Yeah.
And, like, what experiences can...
Lead to.
Yeah.
Different perspectives.
Mm-hmm. No, but I'll say, like, I want this to, like, work, and I would love to be successful within graphic design.
Yeah.
Like, I never, like, yeah.
What does being successful in graphic design look like to you?
Like, working with people, making actual, like, products.
Yeah.
Posters, magazines, and posters, like flyers and things that are meant to promote, or packaging, or museum posters, like for exhibits and stuff.
That'd be cool. You could have a lot of fun with the museum posters for sure, especially like if it's like an art museum. That would be fun.
So yeah, just that's crazy
that
to realize that through this.
Yeah, that was wild. Woo! That was wild. All right, well, everybody, let's wrap. How do you feel? Do we feel like we could wrap this episode?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about the goals that we set for at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So we both set the goal of reading the Bible and developing our boldness and closer to God.
Mm-hmm.
You also are trying to become more of an example for other people around you. And I'm trying to volunteer more, which I am succeeding in that one.
Nice.
Thank you. I've started working at the cafe at church. Super fun. Last Sunday was my first day. And the Sunday before that I was in nursery. And this Sunday coming up I'm going to be in nursery again because
Nice.
I love the kids. Yeah, the cafe team is all like, yeah, we're the best. We're the best. And I'm like, I mean, you guys are really great, yeah. But I like my babies.
Yeah.
I like my babies. Sorry. But it was really good. And everything's super simple and easy. So
Yay.
it's very nice. Reading the Bible. I am definitely doing a lot more of that than I have in the past. My difficulty with being bold is when you're being bold, there's a gentleness that needs to be there. And I am a blunt person.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I struggle. I was actually talking to my best friend the other week. And I'd never told her my testimony.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was getting closer to God, she felt like I was pushing her away because it's like something big must have happened in order for you to go to God. And I'm like, because I've never sat down and talked to her about it because I was always nervous and scared that I was just gonna, whatever I said was gonna run her away. And I definitely don't want to do that. So next time I see her, I'm gonna sit down and really like talk about how I got closer to God and like because as much as I've told God all the time, you need to smack me in the face with a chair in order to get me to pay attention. I need huge neon signs. You need to just like really punch me hard. No, he said, ha 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 ha. It's gonna be this slow roll, okay? You're gonna feel alone. Then you're gonna feel a little love by me from the dog. And then over the next few months, you're gonna slowly chugga come closer. And then we've been here for almost a year now. And it's pretty nice.
Amazing.
Nice. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's actually a really short version of everything that happened. But
Yeah, it was a good summary.
Thank you. I tried hard. I never do short stories. They're always
That
like
was
a
good.
freaking tree. Do 10 other things. As all of our conversations are in here.
Oops.
But it's okay. We love it. We love it.
Yep.
But yeah. Yeah, those have been my goals and how I've been working on them. How about you?
I'm not gonna cap. I have not done well. I was doing really good, and then I've done better about like being an example, and like when I'm around certain people, I definitely feel God's presence and just like being like, I don't need to say certain things. And it's also like being aware of my surroundings and the people that I'm with and making sure that they don't influence me and my words or my attitude. And I think that's in itself is being an example of God, is not letting certain things dictate my decisions, my personality around certain people, because there's definitely like the there's a lot of people that I am around consistently that just don't necessarily exhibit what I want to showcase. And before, like when I first started being around these people, I definitely let it influence. So God coming in and being like, we're going to be an example of what a person who loves Jesus is. And that's been slay. That's been really good.
That's awesome. That you were, especially that you were able to recognize it and have been correcting it.
But reading my Bible consistently, said that earlier, it's just not been working out how I wanted it to. I haven't been putting in anything. I mean, I've been like, I have and I haven't, but I just need to physically read my Bible more.
Yeah. I mean, would I be consistently reading my Bible if I didn't have the devotionals? Probably not, but that's because I wouldn't know even where to begin. And I like that I've always been a why kind of a person, so I like that it breaks things down and really kind of gets into it. Like, for the Psalms, again, it tells you where David is in his life. Like, they'll explain where he is in his life, and then kind of go from there, and then you're like, all right, he's running from Saul right now. All right, he's at an old man right now. Oh, he's running from his son. These are the trials he's going through. Oh, this is how he felt after he got Bathsheba's husband killed. And it puts this story into perspective, and then it gives you background information. And there was one of the Psalms where it was David got a vision from God, and it was like David was viewing the crucifixion through Jesus' eyes. That one, really, really got me in my feels. And then I learned some really cool stuff about it because David refers to himself as being a worm, but it says a worm in our text, but like in the actual Hebrew, it's a very specific worm that he says, which hangs itself on a tree, dies, and then they take it off the tree and use it to make crimson dye, like blood. But if they don't take it, it turns white as snow. You know who else died? Blood over us. Now we white as snow. It was so good.
That's crazy.
I know. It was so good. I'll send it to you.
Yes.
I'll just send you the whole devotional. You have to go through it.
I would like that.
So good. But yeah, the devotionals, they're almost like it's almost like a homework, but it's a homework I enjoy.
Okay.
It's like I don't know. That's all I can, like, it explains it, which I enjoy, so I actually feel like I'm learning and understanding. And I like that. Yep.
I like.
Heels.
Yeah.
That's how I keep reading the Bible. Devotionals, people. They work wonders. I actually really want to get a Bible that has English and Hebrew. I don't know how to read Hebrew or speak. I would like to do that, but I am language illiterate. Tried, failed several different ones, several different times. It's just not meant to be, but it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. Maybe Hebrew will be the one.
Maybe.
I like the idea of being able to speak the language Jesus spoke.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, well.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add?
No?
All right. Well, everybody, it was lovely having you here with us today. I hope we were able to kind of break down comparison and how we struggle with it and help you feel like you're not alone in your struggles and what you compare yourself to. And that, honestly, you just need to turn to God.
Yeah.
He can really
put things into perspective.
Yeah. Look at things through
Like he's revealing stuff right now for me. So
yeah, that was wild.
yeah, me and him are gonna have a talk about that.
All
No,
right.
yeah.
Do you want to close this out in prayer today? Yes, because I read. Perfect.
I was gonna say yes, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Dear Lord, thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for bringing these listeners, whoever is listening. I hope that we were able to relate to them and that he or she was able to relate to us and say that maybe something isn't so unique to them and that we are struggling right alongside of them, but you're here to help us and to encourage us and motivate us and show that we just need some community maybe to kind of relieve some stress that we're going through. I thank you for bringing us closer to you and letting us talk about you. I hope that our words were just truth from yours and that you were able to speak through us to these people and kind of show them how you're not just some guy up in the sky, but that you're very involved and we can very much tell and feel when you're trying to do your work. So
I think that covers almost everything.
Mhm.
Lord, I pray for all the prayer requests that we have on our prayer board. I ask that we just lift them up to you, Lord. All of the different struggles that people are going through, all the different trials we're facing and seasons we are trying to get through, Lord. I pray that all of the prayer requests get to you and that you lift the people up. Amen.
Amen.
Well, thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Cute, cute.